AITA for ruining my sister's wedding over a prank. So, my 3-2M sister to 8F got married last weekend. It was a big fancy wedding that she and her now husband had been planning for over a year. Everything was meticulously planned and coordinated, and I could tell how much effort she put into making sure it was her dream wedding. Here's the thing, my sister and I have always had a bit of a prank we're going on since we were kids. Nothing serious, just light-hearted fun. I thought it would be hilarious to keep the tradition alive on her wedding day. My plan was to pull a classic prank where I pretended to have lost the wedding rings just before the ceremony. I thought it would be a funny story to tell in the future. So, during the ceremony, when the officiant asked for the rings, I did my bit. I fumbled around, patted my pockets, and put on a really panicked expression. Everyone was staring. My sister looked like she was about to faint, and her husband was glaring at me. After about what felt like forever, but was probably only a minute, I pulled out the rings and laughed, expecting everyone to join in. Instead, there was dead silence. My sister burst into tears and ran out of the room. The groom looked like he wanted to punch me, and my parents were absolutely furious. The rest of the wedding was incredibly awkward, and the reception was a complete disaster because my sister couldn't stop crying and refused to speak to me. Since then, I've been getting non-stop angry calls and messages from family and friends, calling me an asshole and saying I ruined her wedding. I honestly thought it would be a harmless prank, and that everyone would find it funny. Now I'm not so sure. AITA? Edit. Wow, okay, I didn't expect this to blow up. I guess I need to rethink my sense of humor. For those asking, no, my sister and I hadn't discussed any pranks beforehand, but I thought since we've always done them, it would be fine. Clearly, I was wrong. I'll try to make it up to her somehow. Update, AITA for ruining my sister's wedding over a prank. Hey everyone, I just wanted to give an update since my original post got way more attention than I expected. First off, thank you to everyone who commented. It was a harsh wake-up call, but it was definitely needed. After reading through all the comments, I realized just how badly I messed up. I knew I had to make things right, so I reached out to my sister to apologize. I sent her a long message owning up to my mistake, explaining that I thought it would be funny, but now I see how thoughtless and hurtful it was. I told her how truly sorry I am for ruining her big day. At first, she didn't respond, which made me even more worried. But after a couple of days, she finally agreed to meet up. When we met, she was still visibly upset, but she listened to my apology. I offered to pay for a second honeymoon or anything else that might help make up for the disaster I caused. My sister said she appreciated the apology and the offer, but what she needed most was time. She said the wedding day was something she dreamed of since she was little, and my prank cast a shadow over what should have been a perfect day. She told me that she wasn't ready to forgive me yet, but she hoped we could eventually rebuild our relationship. I also reached out to her husband and apologized to him directly. He was a bit colder, which I totally understand, but he said he appreciated the gesture. My parents and other family members have been slowly easing up on me, though I know it'll take a while before things fully go back to normal. I know I have a lot to make up for, and I'm committed to showing my sister and her husband that I'm truly sorry. I've decided to stop with the pranks entirely, at least with family. I never want to hurt anyone like this again. Thanks again to everyone who commented and helped me see the error of my ways. I have a lot of work to do, but I'm determined to make things right. Update 2. AITA for ruining my sister's wedding over a prank. Hey everyone, I'm back with another update. First off, I want to thank those who gave constructive feedback and advice. I appreciate the honesty, but I also need to address some of the mean comments I've received. I've been called every name in the book over this, and while I get that people are angry, some of the comments have been pretty brutal. People have suggested that I intentionally ruined my sister's wedding out of jealousy, that I'm a psychopath, and that I should be cut off from my family entirely. To clear a few things up. 1. I did not do this out of malice. I genuinely thought it would be a funny, lighthearted moment. I completely misjudged the situation and the impact it would have. 2. I am not jealous of my sister. I love her and have always been proud of her accomplishments. This prank was a stupid mistake, not a calculated move to hurt her. 3. I am working hard to make amends. I've apologized to my sister and her husband multiple times and offered to pay for a second honeymoon or anything else they need. I'm also in therapy to work on my judgment and impulse control issues. I know I screwed up massively, and I'm not trying to excuse my behavior. I just wanted to provide some context and clarify that I'm not some monster out to ruin my sister's life. I'm human, I made a mistake, and I'm doing everything I can to make it right. For those who have offered support and advice on how to repair my relationship with my sister, thank you. It's going to be a long road, but I'm committed to it. To those who are still angry, I get it. I really do. But please remember that I'm a real person trying to learn from a very public mistake. Your feedback has been heard, and I'm taking it to heart. Thanks for reading.